happiness from 0 to 7 and 55 onwards. You've just inspired me as a 55-year-old to be very happy. I should tell my wife when I go home, she'll be delighted. So, it's important. Thanks very much. You're such a positive presence and inspiration, really. It's amazing how people's considered actions can bring so much goodness and positive influence, can change and enrich a young person's life and put them on the path to goodness and hopefully volunteerism with the Tidy Towns. You are the embodiment and testament to this, and thank you, and we wish you a safe journey and speed to the summit of Everest. Ladies and gentlemen, for the green and red, Porca Hora. Now, one of the last tasks of the evening, I'd like to welcome up the brand new, he's so new the plastic wrapping is still on him, the Vice Chair of Westport Tidy Towns, Mr. Patrick Ryder. Could you come and say? Get the plastic off you there. And Patrick is going to present the Westport Tidy Towns Volunteer of the Year. Now, Ollie White did tell me he was preparing a speech for tonight. You may have to wait till next year.
It's the one I had last year and the year before and the year before that.
So this is like the Oscars. So, Porrick, if you'd like to come up, and I'll pretend I'm opening the envelope, and you announce the name. And the winner is... Oh, it goes on the screen as well. It's double. It's better than the Oscars.
Yeah.
Inspiring speech now.
You know, we haven't sugarcoated him. He's been on our committee now for over a year, so he has an idea of what he's stepping up to. Obviously, we will support him on his journey, but it really is a huge challenge, Patrick, and we really appreciate you taking it on. So, well done. And obviously, for him to become vice chair, we're losing somebody, and I know she's devastated with the loss of her duties, but she's been a great support to me. Geraldine Horkin in the chamber, she's CEO of the chamber, so she's going nowhere. She's just stepping away from the role of vice chair. She's not stepping away from Tidy Towns, but we all know she has her hands full anyway. And the last person I'd like to thank is, my eyesight is really so bad, but I think Mandy is up in the corner. She is. Yeah, so Mandy is our secretary, and without Mandy we'd be lost. She keeps us on our toes, and most importantly, she organised tonight. So thank you, Mandy, for that. We appreciate Simon coming over from Castlebar to be our MC, and I hope, I've forgotten some of the things he mentioned tonight, but we've had a great journey with Simon when he was here in the town council, and he was the best thing really for Westport, and he was a huge loss. But I'm just hoping that, having jogged his memory with all those good times we had in Tidy Towns, that he actually might be tempted to come back and join us, because we really miss Simon. So maybe Simon consider coming back to join us.
Come on, Simon.
Join the committee.
Thank you very much for those kind words, Ethna. As always, my sister, Ethna. The last thing is probably one of the most important things. There's tea and coffee and buns, which are just purely a vehicle to socialise and network. And so we linger outside in the corridor. And also, if you're interested in getting circulars or joining the Tidy Towns, there's a registration sheet outside, and don't be shy of putting your name down, because the more that get involved, the greater it becomes, and the continuity of those decades. So with that, I'd like you, Peter Flake, who's
I-
also an ex-chair.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
thought only strong women, apart from Frank Dolan, were allowed on the
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what's even better news is I was always the youngest chair of Westport Chair. So that title is definitely going to be handed over. It's 26 years ago since I was the chairman. So I'm really delighted that Patrick has taken over that accolade. But look, can I just say a couple of things while I'm here?
Sure.
Take the opportunity. I'm delighted our new TD, Ciara Keogh, is here. Delighted to see you here. And again, we're so happy to have a TD in Westport. And I think, look, you're getting to familiarise with some of the stuff that the Tidy Towns does. Ethne, you're so right. I mean, we do take it all for granted. The achievements are amazing over so many decades now at this point in time. And we really do need to keep it promoted and keep that inspiration going and making sure that we take it forward. And I've no doubt with Patrick at the helm, we'll continue that brilliant work effort that has been happening and that community spirit that goes with it. It's ironic, Simon and myself were on the town council from 1999 to 2009. Probably they were the best 10 years of my political career by a million miles. And no comparison with the county council. And I do miss them. I miss Simon and the town clerks and the town managers and everything that went with it. It was an amazing time. We did some amazing stuff for the town. I'd love to go back there. And again, the message to Ciara is we had a Shannon review carried out last year. Christy and myself both, we went actually and attended the Shannon. There's a number of recommendations out of it, 25 of them. One of them is the restoration of the town council. So Ciara, put that on your number one list. If you did nothing else over the next 5 years, get the town councils back. They are so important. Comparing the town council and the county council, there's no comparison. There really isn't. And Westport would not be where it is today without the town council and people like yourself who have played your part. Just quickly, in terms of financing, I think it's a huge challenge. Like when you've only 8,000 in your bank account and the size of an organisation you have, it really is a major challenge. You mentioned, Liam, there's 20,000 comes in from GMA. I would have contributed 10,000. I give that commitment again, and I'll do that for the next 4 years, please God. Christy would have given the other bulk of that 10,000, the other money. So sadly, we don't have Christy this time around. So we really do have a challenge in terms of funding for the Tidy Towns going forward. So we do need to extend that influence and try and get more people to come on board. When you see only 12 businesses sponsoring what is a phenomenal organisation, there's something seriously wrong somewhere, and we need to figure out how we can tap into that. I'm going to be a little bit controversial. You know, I don't like to go away and thinking outside the box. I know Richard will support me on this one, but I am going to ask the question: and I know Liam, you'll give out to me. Should we go to consider doing away with window boxes? I mean, I think 27,000 euros we spend every year. It doesn't really add in terms of biodiversity and pollinators and all the rest of it that goes with it. Is it some other way we should be thinking about? Does an architectural heritage town like Westport need window boxes? Could the money be spent on other, more biodiverse ideas rather than the simple box? As I said, I like to be controversial. And there's no point having a simple, but I know Richard will definitely support me. I have one supporter here, but I really do think we should consider it, just as a suggestion.
Will you get the money?
Thank you very much. Good to see you all here and keep up the fantastic work.
Will you get the money?
They are absolutely essential to the way Westport's look. It is when we post pictures of our window boxes and our boxes along the river, in terms of our Facebook reach, is our Facebook reach dramatically. People around the world who have memories of Westport, who have been here in Westport, they all talk about them. But if you, for example, walk up and down Bridge Street now and look up and how drab it is, and then the window boxes come, they're not full of biodiversity, but they're not without the biodiversity either. We look at them in improving the flowers, how biodiverse they are. But
what reason have we got for them not being biodiverse? There's no reason really.
Well, as all of our committee know, that is not a question I will take. Maybe Elsie or Pat Patty, or somebody, or Ollie with more knowledge than me.
I think maybe that's a good one for discussion over tea and coffee. But I'll come back to you now in a sec, Christy. They're not quite that biodiverse, maybe they can be more, but in terms of the PR value and imbuing people's positivity of the tidy town and their image in terms of tourism.
Will I?
It's a very strong accolade
You don't
for
mind.
the town. So it's a matter of finding the balance between the two, but I think it may be resolved over a cup of tea. But we will go to Christy, who's only on temporary sabbatical. Christy, you're going to say something.
Okay.
When you say I'm on temporary sabbatical, I kind of, the shackles are off me, you know. Want to thank you for a great presentation, and Etna, yes, maybe it'll be controversial. I couldn't agree with you more. You mentioned the word complacency. Not on this committee, but complacency is in Westport. Let's be honest about it. Why I approached the town, and a friend of mine approached it recently, and a lot of people come here visiting, as you know, because of the tidy towns. It's one of the factors in bringing visitors here, which creates employment, creates tourism. But my friend said, God, he said, from the traffic lights in on the left-hand side, he says, one of your main streets into town, I wasn't too impressed. Might upset a few people by saying that, but there's no point in pushing it under the carpet. I thought he was a visitor, a friend of mine. I thought it was an interesting remark, because he would be a big supporter of the tidy towns. I want to also mention, it wasn't my money. The water stations that were put into the town came from GMA. You know, the GMA, the General Municipal Allocation. Councillors have a discretion on that, and it was GMA money that I allocated, but your money, that's public money. GMA money is public money. And that's how the water stations, which weren't working up to recently, but they're working now again. And the reason for those water stations, actually, if we could get the message out there, you know all about it, is that, and I do it myself now, no need, it's bin the plastic bottle. Have one bottle. Go to your water station if you're on your bike, if you're out walking. I'm in my car, coming through town, I'll pull up, either fill the water at the house or I'll fill it in town. I'm not buying plastic bottles. I haven't bought plastic bottles in quite a while. The water stations, and I know Peter's a big supporter. I think he's going, hopefully might get one or two more. And another thing which you might like, Liam, thank you for your great financial presentation. But when you look at all the success, you're operating on a very tight budget. You have £8,000 in the bank. With all the medals and all the awards, and national awards, to tell people who are not here, not involved in tidy towns, if you told Joe Public or Mary Public, that you achieved all you did, was a few miserable €1,000. Some achievement. Be very proud of yourself. And I'll just finish on this. On the 20,000 GMA that you got in 2024, and I kind of felt a bit diplomatic up to now, but I call it out now, because I'm not a public representative anymore. The majority of that 20,000, Peter led the charge, acknowledge that, came from myself and Peter. I'm not looking for kudos, but I think it should be called out. Each councillor 70,000 GMA to allocate. Of the 24 last year, I'd say if you took out myself and Peter's out of the 20, how would you get 4 or 5? If you took out ours. Same in 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, go back all the time. Same 2, Bucko's, majority of GMA that you got. And I'm not looking for kudos here, but I think it should be called out. Has to be. Because putting it under a general umbrella, GMA, 20 grand. Everyone thinks, oh, great. But as I said, take Peter's allocation of public money and my allocation of public money from that GMA to the tidy towns over the years, there wouldn't be a lot in the kitty.
Christian, thank you for your